Welcome back to another episode of our favourite, well, my new favourite, Taste It and Make It.
Very simple. Kush has prepared one stunning plate of food, and our 3 normal home cooks are allowed to look at it, taste it, smell it, dissect it, and then they have to recreate it as close as they possibly can. We'll judge at the end. Let's see how this goes.
We've done this before and it wasn't the worst thing in the world.
No, but it wasn't right.
No.
Are we ready for this?
I hope they've been kind.
No! Oh.
So no pressure,
Yeah.
but this is what they're aiming for. Escabeche of red mullet and prawn carpaccio, blood orange and shiso.
Yes.
Simple, but the components, red mullet escabeche, blood orange gastrique, basil, chive and shiso emulsion, blood orange and vegetable escabeche garnish. So lots of words that they will have heard before. Will they have done it before?
It looks stunning, which is concerning.
Remember what we did last time? Take a photo so we know what it looks like.
Barry?
Interesting, they're already picking up on the things they did well last time. Taking photos, making note.
Yeah.
I need to look at that fish to work out how he's filleted it like that.
Interestingly, Barry said he wants to improve his fish cookery this year. I'm not sure whether giving him an exquisite fish dish without any instruction is the way forward, but we'll see where his level is.
Yes, he's filleted too hard.
No, but the tail's not attached.
Yeah, but he's still filleted. Oh, it's not
So
attached at all.
he's butterflied it.
Mike nailed it, butterfly.
Green sauce.
Green sauce.
Green sauce.
I don't know what that is.
I know what that is.
That's a mayonnaise.
I've got nothing.
It's a mayonnaise.
It's a herby
It's
mayo.
a herby mayo. Has that been cooked?
Just kind of cooked and cured, escabeche style.
This perfectly formed
Salty, okay.
spherical piece of prawn.
Do you think that's prawn?
Yeah, look, but it falls apart. But how the heck? How did you do that?
No. Oh my goodness,
my
that tastes
God.
insane.
Thank you.
Where did the inspiration come from?
I ate this on holiday when we were at a wedding.
It was the first time I ever travelled abroad with you, actually.
Rented a little Fiat 500, drove up from Milan, and we had lunch, a restaurant recommendation, and a prawn carpaccio came out. That was so delicate and light, both of us pulled our phones out.
There's a lot to do, but there's 3 of them, there's 45 minutes each.
Yeah.
I think I can make a basil mayo. I think I can make some pickles. Do I start there and then...
Strong points.
Yeah?
Prawns, guys. Is it just mashed?
No. Deshell them all, keep them whole, and then let's look at them. I don't understand the fish. Has it been cooked?
But if it's cooked, it's been just cooked.
Yeah.
And I can't tell whether it's been very, very quickly seared or whether it's been cured or ceviche'd in acid. How crispy is the skin?
I'm going to have to sacrifice one of these fish to experiment with it.
Yeah.
Guys, these prawns have been blackened. I think they're already cooked.
He thinks the prawns are cooked because they're red. They're just Sicilian red prawns.
Look at the proteins inside of it, they are not cooked. That is a raw prawn.
How?
100%, look, it's floppy and bloody.
Based on the feeling of the protein, Barry is spot on. Based on a rudimentary level learning about prawns, Mike is also correct. However, it's a very special prawn.
Boys, I really think, having a look at the prawn base, that this is rolled or mushed up and put together.
Right.
Because it's coming apart. It's got a very oily, we described it as sesame oil, but we don't have anything, I don't think we have any sesame oil here. We do have some really fantastic olive oil and a lot of bottles with languages that I don't understand, but I'm going to taste.
Mike now needs to devein the prawns, cut them in half between parchment and bat them out so they go thin and flat. And then getting the shape is literally just
A smush.
smush between 2 layers of parchment, or put a bowl on top and make a little circle out of it.
Boys, can I ask a quick question? We've got tiny little circles of turnip.
Yeah.
Thanks for looking. We have a turnip that is this big.
Yes.
I've got a mandolin, I've mandolined everything else, but if I mandolin this, it's going to be that size, not that size.
But then cut
Use
it
a
out.
little cutter.
Yeah, or
Okay.
just go knife.
Well, he's actually holding a watermelon radish, which is red inside.
That's true.
So the big beetroot is on the cake stand in the background.
Oh, he hasn't even pulled that across yet.
No.
I really need you guys to
Right,
stop
sorry,
doing what you're
I'm
doing.
concentrating so hard on a single fish.
Do I mush these into the bottom?
That sounds insane.
Yeah. Between parchment or acetate or plastic.
And it works a treat.
Wherever that's gone.
Have you deveined them all?
No.
Step one.
Take
out the poop chute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of deveined. No idea if this is right. Who knows?
I use
Got
the
the
same
rolling
rolling
pin?
pin. Just hit it. Yeah.
It does feel bizarre,
does
to be
feel
fair,
bizarre.
but actually, pulverising, bashing proteins happens across cuisine in all sorts, whether it's, veal escalope or those lovely Baxo pork meatballs.
I can't work out how he did this. The only bit that he's given me as a clue is the tail. It's been butterflied, which made me wonder if the whole thing was butterflied, but I can't work out how the heck you would ever do that. So I just copied it, chopped the tail off first, and I've butterflied the tail, so I've got something similar that I can pan fry off and stick on the end for presentation reasons.
It's not quite the way you did it, but if it ends up boneless and in 2 fillets with a tail, yeah, fair play.
And now, look, straight on the bone there, little bit of flesh on the top. Ebbers, look! I'm happy with that. I don't know if it's what you wanted, but
good.
I'm happy with that filleting.
What have we got? Japanese rice filling. Yeah, definitely Japanese rice filling. What have you done? I don't know, but I don't think I've done it right.
If those prawn heads go in the bin, that's a travesty, honest travesty. We always say, suck the head, because it's true, it has so much flavour in it. Extract that flavour into a liquid and put it on the plate.
I can't see.
Jamie-
Is that his name on blood orange? I can't see. What's that orange thing on his board?
That's
Or
a
is that
blood orange.
That is a blood orange.
I think I give them 7, because they need 6 for the reduced sauce and just 1 to cut little segments out.
I mean, minus some of the brown stuff that I clearly didn't remove in the poop. Is it the same? It's pink. Nah, I think we're just gonna have to go with it. 27 minutes
27
left,
minutes
guys.
Rice wine vinegar, a little bit of honey for some sweetness. I've made some sort of pickling liquid and we'll leave that in there. Gonna move on to like a basil mayo.
Oh no, Mike was talking about the prawn shells. which-
Michael!
Oh, he's just made that perfect and now he's fingering it again.
Into the bowl, mix it about, put it back out and then bat it out again.
Mike, can we swap?
Sure.
I can make a mayo in here, can't I?
Yeah, but you're also doing pickles, right?
Done.
There's a really salty, delicious sort of ricey water here. Ricey, salty,
Sake.
right?
It's like sake. Perfect.
No. Can you taste that? It's oil. It's not sesame. I can't see any sesame around.
It is oily though, isn't it?
But what other flavours? Is there any element of Szechuan? Is there any acidity?
If I was at home, I'd be putting soy sauce on that.
I know, but it does have no soy
I know.
sauce. I think it's got olive oil and the rice salty seasoning, and I'm going to do that. That's it, and then it's just done.
Such standard normal practice is the obsession of making mayonnaise in a mini chopper. It does work, but you need to get it right. The pull-through method we've shown countless times. If you're uncomfortable, do it by hand.
Mike is looking at the monk's beard or agretti and wondering why it tastes like it does. It's the really expensive olive oil and salt. That's it.
I'm just going to saute this stuff, which I'm going to call samphire. It's samphire-ish, in some olive oil. Not too much, because we want the bite. We don't want it to get wet, but we do want it to cook and coat in the oil.
Oh, Mike's got a pan out. Okay, he's going to fry the monk's beard in a very expensive oil without cooking it first. That'll steam.
Yeah.
But monk's beard is a sea vegetable. It's naturally salty.
It's made of mayo. Big pinch of salt. Blood orange for some citrus, maybe.
Maybe I spoke too soon, but I feel like it needs a lot more oil to egg ratio. At the moment, that is eggy oil, not mayonnaise. Mike spotted spices.
Oh, we haven't used any of these seeds, boys. There's coriander seeds, there's cardamom pods, and there's star anise.
So all of those spices went into my pickle liquor, and they went in the base with the prawns to give some body to the sauce.
Baz, I think that your ceviche has some of those spices.
Okay, yeah.
There's flex.
Great spot.
I think it would be tough for them to identify the Szechuan in that mayonnaise if it wasn't the fact we gave them the bottle and they have tasted it and they're not putting the two and two together.
Right, so I've changed tact. I applied heat. It didn't feel or look right. So I think Mike was right with the ceviche. So we're going make an acidic mix using the spices that we had on the side, blend it up with some rice wine vinegar, some citrus, and see if we can start to firm this fish up in time.
So this is the samphire thing, which I've just very, very quickly sauteed off in some of the olive oil, a touch of the Szechuan oil, and some of the rice seasoning. The Szechuan oil isn't right.
They've only got 10 minutes, so I really hope they start thinking about plating because that will take them a bit of time.
Yeah.
So we've got lots of fish, but we've got no fish sauce. Are you, okay, I'll come back. Oh, do you know what? Maybe we do need to cook some fish.
What?
Because there's a fish flavour that can't come from the way that we have not cooked any of the fish. I don't know, mate.
It's now not being cooked.
I know.
I could have cooked the skin and then cut it and then put it in there. The only thing I can think of now is let that cook as much as possible in the acid, and then maybe just quickly blowtorch it once we just drain the liquids.
If I did the shrimp heads and tried to get some of that flavour into an oil with the Szechuan, I think we might have. I'm just going to do it.
You need enough to make 10 drops. So if he puts it in the big frying pan on the big heat, or big medium saucepan on the medium heat,
It could go on the plate hot.
yeah.
Right, so I'm just going to bring some finished elements to the front. Basil mayo, some pickles. I haven't done any star-shaped stuff.
7 minutes, boys. Can you start plating?
Plating what?
Well, so we've got mushed prawns.
Don't give me that!
They might need more mushing.
I've got to turn that into a circle.
No, you've just got to you've got to pad it out, drain it, and then squish it out into a circle. They will squish. I will desperately try to make some sort of sauces, but they will be wrong. Okay, that we'll just have to do. What? That's fishy oil, which can be used in 2 sauces that aren't correct. Okay? Okay. Okay.
Just mash it into a circle, he says.
Yeah, it might need more flattening.
There's so much in here.
I tried.
That's your
What?
We've got radish sort of stars, and I think they should have been in the pickle about 20 minutes ago, but they're in there now, and that's better than nothing. Mike, do you think white wine would have been a good idea in...
Something. Oh, we did not look at this properly.
We've got chives, we've got white wine, we've got piping bags.
This is so wrong.
I'm not even looking at that beetroot.
It's all wrong.
Have you been cutting out the stars by hand?
Cutting out the stars by hand.
I did see those.
Fishy burnt honey oil?
What was in this pint glass?
Is that what we're serving them to try and get a positive response?
Okay, that looks good. That looks really good.
Does it?
Yes.
It looks pooey.
Oh, shut your mouth. Okay,
We've got 90 seconds, Barry.
What if I just take components of their dish and put it on ours?
Can I put the fish on yet?
Oh, no.
Barry, we need your photo. Where's your phone?
Here's a photo.
Yeah, on the top. Oh, the flowers. Where are the flowers?
Well, this could cover up so much of our errors.
Adorn! It's not even good.
Do you think it's edible?
I'm genuinely scared. Remember, we're going to learn some lessons. Yeah. That's all that matters.
Humiliating
Let's
ones.
get this into the sexies, and then let's get the chef's to give us their judgment.
Hello, chefs.
Hey, that was
Well,
fun to watch.
Despite you being in the opposite side of the building, we could still hear laughter, which didn't help our confidence levels, which were already on the floor.
Well, should we tell you what the dish was first?
Yes,
Yeah.
Escabeche of red mullet and prawn carpaccio, blood orange and shiso. So you're looking at a prawn and blood orange gastrique, basil, chive and shiso emulsion, blood orange and vegetable escabeche garnish, and of course the red mullet escabeche is the centerpiece.
There's a few words there that I've heard before, but
What's escabeche?
Escabeche.
It's a way of cooking and preserving food using vinegar and sometimes spice. Here we go.
as a reminder, you look less nervous eating off the floor about 2 hours ago.
It's got everything I want from that prawn and the texture of the meat. I think just compared to here, where there is a more even consistency and in their preparation, making sure you get every last bit of that gritty intestinal tract out can send a real bitterness through the whole now smashed up into it.
Yeah. Now onto the fish.
It is wonderfully saved by the fact the fish is so fresh
And
that
you've
that
done
is
so
safe
little
to
to
do.
it. Yes.
Whereas Kush, how did you cook yours?
Seasoned with blood orange zest and coriander seed, which you can see if you pick it up and look underneath it.
Jamie, like the ravioli, remember?
Yeah. And then just skin side down into a cold pan with olive oil, put over the heat, turned over, taken off the heat. Just cooked through. So you can see this, I don't know if you can pick that up on a camera, this shiny pearlescence.
Yeah.
And the difference being when you eat it, it's really soft. Here you've got the chew of the raw proteins, which does work with the prawns because you bash them out, but you need to cook that through. One other ingredient that you identified, but you didn't know where in the plate it was the Szechuan oil.
I think you might get to that.
That was in the mayonnaise.
It's gone now, but there was a big bunch of chives.
Yes.
There were quite a few shiso leaves there.
Yes.
And we gave you about a litre of oil.
Yeah.
So, and the Vita Frip. So I think you spotted it on later. You make a very intense, bright green herb oil, as we've done on the channel before, and then make a pull-through mayo with that.
Do you want to talk about the two sauces on that plate?
Yeah. So I know you want to work on sauces a lot this year, Michael, don't you?
Yes.
So in the last, you said honey and then you said balsamic right at the beginning. Blood orange. You had 7 blood oranges. 1 to cut segments out of, 6 to juice and reduce down to make that cooked down concentrated fruit.
I'm getting a bit of fishiness.
There's prawns in it.
All the prawns heads.
It's a
prawn head.
prawn head, the red mullet bones, white
Yeah,
wine,
prawn-
water,
yeah, fruity
the
prawn
spices
head.
that were out there, all cooked down with juice.
Natural sugars gives it the gloss. And if you've paid £35 for the prawns,
Yeah.
you don't want to be throwing those shells away. You get every ounce of it out.
This is just the oil that I skimmed off making that.
This is the curveball for me, because I think there's 2 processes here that I don't think we've ever done on the channel. Carpaccio prawn and butterflying pin boning the red mullet. Those 2 things you actually did pretty well. It was actually some of the other elements that we hoped you'd know how to make a herb oil and turn it into an emulsion. Those are the bits that by tasting it alone, you couldn't identify. If you knew what it was, you'd have been able to make it. But from taste it, make it, that was the challenge.
What I actually love about these, so many people are like, oh, you're not normals anymore, blah, 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 blah. But we have huge gaps in our cooking, especially when compared to trained chefs. And through humiliation and learning lessons, this is the most effective way for us to see what those gaps are and to remember things. Like I genuinely know how to make a bisque now because of the last one.
Boys, great job. I
Well
know it
done,
wasn't
well done.
Yeah.
You did a brilliant job.
It's a fascinating process to watch, and I'm glad I'm not in your shoes. And we're not going to make it easier. We're going to do another one. We will build on blocks from there. Comment down below. Thumbs up if you want round 3, and should it go up or down? You decide.